all she did was fall in love. No, she didn't. She's a pushy. Why are you taking against her in a way that you never took against Kate Middleton? What is it about Meghan Markle that makes her so different from Kate Middleton? Is it the fact that she was successful in her own right you've got a problem with? No, James, how dare you? Is it the fact that she's a woman that you've got a problem with? No, James, how dare you? Is it the fact that she's mixed race that you've got? No. Well, what? What's left? What's left?
Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well and that you had a great week. To all of my house guests, come in, make yourselves at home, make yourselves comfortable. If you're passing by and you'd like to become a house guest, don't forget to hit subscribe and activate all of your notifications. I'm Chez, this is Chez M0i. Welcome to my place. With social media still talking about Meghan's viral video she released on Lily's 4th birthday, I once again recognised her subtle patterns. Like when it comes to fashion, she's not flashing long-established designer labels, but nonchalantly brings attention to much smaller and unknown creatives by wearing their creations as she goes about her business, resulting in sold-out pieces becoming ever more commonplace. And it would appear that the Meghan effect has also reached the music industry.
Well, what does the creator of the track, the viral sensation star Keisha, make of the Duchess showing her version? Well, we asked him, of course, about the moment he first saw the video in question.
So I click it and I'm watching it. I'm like, wait, no way. So I'm watching and then I see Prince Harry go by and he's doing his thing and I'm like, wow. What in the multiverse is going on, you know? It was amazing to see how far this has gone, and it just continues to come back and go viral every time I think, okay, this is as big as this is gonna get. No, this is as big as it's gonna get.
Timing is everything. The timing of the release of Meghan's video is another pattern. This video is 4 years old, guys, but people are behaving as though she made it a few weeks ago. Meghan did not release the video when Lily turned 1, neither when Lily turned 2, neither when Lily turned 3. Let's go back to New Year's Day 2025. Meghan writing the numbers 2025 in the sand with her finger was her telling you, without her telling you, that this year was going to be the year that she would no longer let the bloodthirsty actions of the British media restrict her. A new business, a new podcast, and a joyful video are not the activities of a woman who is bound, but a woman who is fully liberated because, as she said recently, she's no longer in the prove it game. The smug British media really thought they were doing something by disparaging the video, not understanding that there are literally millions of people who had a positive reaction. At the time of this recording, it has reached 47.3 million views, a number that has made the British media sit up, take notice, and stuff down some humble pie. A number that Charles, his second wife, William, and Kate could only ever dream of attaining. They're commissioning polls asking stupid questions like, should Harry attend Trooping the Colour? In an attempt to bolster their rapidly dwindling popularity.
Not my kid! Not my kid! Not my kid! Not my kid!
Additionally, bitter has-beens like Brooke Shields also cannot seem to gain attention without having Meghan's name in their mouths.
Brooke Shields tried to clown Meghan Sussex on a podcast and ended up deleting the whole thing like it never happened. Girl, if you're gonna talk slick, at least stand on it. Because let's be real, what Brooke said wasn't just shady, it was dumb. She was on Indy Hicks's podcast, yes, Charles's goddaughter, because of course, talking about a women's empowerment paddle at South by Southwest. Meghan starts talking about that classic story, the one about writing to Procter & Gamble at age 11 because she thought a commercial was sexist. You know, fighting gender stereotypes in advertising as a preteen. Small flex. And that's when Brooke chimed in like she's the authority on what women should talk about. She says Meghan was being too precious. Too serious. Like, excuse me? A woman talking about sexism at a woman's paddle is too serious? What were you expecting? Slapstick? She literally said, when I was 11, I was playing a... Like, that's supposed to be some mic drop moment? Baby, that's not edgy. That's trauma. And nobody asked. She thought she was giving Cool Girl Breaks the Tension. What she gave was Boomer doesn't understand context. And then what? The second the clip started going viral, the episode disappears. The link's gone. Hicks's Substack? Page not found. You don't delete a podcast unless someone's agent is on fire. Oops, I publicly trashed another woman talking about gender equality and made it all about my own childhood exploitation. Can we unpost that? Brooke Shields tried to embarrass Meghan Sussex and ended up exposing herself. Not everyone is built for a mic and a message.
The gaslighting attempts and clumsily veiled discrimination towards the Duchess of Sussex by the British media and once uber-famous people are wearing very thin, and they need to realise that the demographic they are supposed to be appealing to is slowly beginning to wake up to their ambiguous foolishness.
What was that?
Is there a black person here?
What did you just say?
I said, is there a black person here?
Do you have a question?
Yeah. Is there a black person here?
Chit, why are you asking that?
Janice said there was one in here. Came to check.
There's a white person here too.
Well, I don't need one of those. Mm-mm.
Chit, please stop what you're doing.
What's the big deal? I'm just trying to find the black person here.
Well, you found her. Okay, you got her today. Okay, let me see. Let me set my sparkling down.
Oh, here it is. Got it.
Chit, are you saying is there a black purse in here?
Yeah. Success. I like your haircut, Linda.
Thank you, Chit.
One of the sayings I always heard growing up is that imitation is the highest form of flattery. If we're honest, guys, when someone copies your sartorial style or your hairstyle, it can be very annoying. But the quiet satisfaction comes from the general acknowledgement from external quarters that you always wear it better. Extended further, what is highly offensive is when, in a corporate environment, a jealous colleague not only tries to steal your concept, but also tries to take credit for the resulting manifestation. However, the quiet satisfaction comes from the fact that their incompetence becomes evident because they have absolutely no idea how to execute that concept themselves, given that it started as an original idea in your unique brain. A prime example of this is Sophie Chanduka, the licker of leftover royal boots who thought she was really doing something by giving Sky News an interview in an attempt to disparage Prince Harry and assume control of Centre Ballet, desperately claiming that the charity doesn't need him and she, essentially, could do a much better job. This article is from feminegra.com, published on the 13th of June 2025, and the headline reads, Why Sophie Chanduka Must Step Down from Centre Ballet. Centre Ballet was never meant to become a cautionary tale. Founded in 2006 by Prince Harry and Princess So, the charity began with a clear and urgent purpose to support children and young people living with HIV in Lesotho and Botswana. It was a tribute to their late mothers, Princess Diana and Queen Mamahato, and a commitment to dignity, healthcare and hope. But in 2025, the organisation finds itself in turmoil. Public trust has plummeted, founders have walked away, and fans who once donated without hesitation are now demanding answers. At the centre of the storm is Centre Ballet's chair, Sophie Chanduka. Her leadership has become a source of division, confusion and serious concern. And as the Day of the African Child approaches, many long-term supporters agree on one thing: Chanduka must go. The founders walked away for a reason. On April 1st, 2025, Prince Harry and Princess So resigned from Centre Ballet. According to reports, the princes said they were heartbroken and had lost faith in the charity's direction. They supported the board's attempt to remove Chanduka as chair and confirmed they would raise concerns with the Charity Commission. Their exit wasn't symbolic, it was a direct indictment of Chanduka's leadership. Instead of stepping aside, Chanduka responded with legal action. Rather than step down, she sued the trustees who attempted to remove her, escalating an already fractured leadership crisis. Her refusal to resign, despite losing the support of founders and her own board, signalled something far worse than internal dysfunction. It looked like a power grab. Many media outlets, including ourselves, described it as a hostile takeover, and that's exactly how it has played out. Financial mismanagement followed Chanduka into Centre Ballet. This breakdown didn't come out of nowhere. Public records show that Sophie Chanduka quietly resigned from the Black British Business Awards in June 2024, just months before Centre Ballet's board began raising alarms about her leadership. At the time of her departure, BBBA was mired in serious financial distress, with £387,000 in debt, £197,000 owed to HMRC, and £462,000 in other liabilities. The organisation's collapse wasn't just financial, it raised questions about her decision-making and accountability. Chanduka walked away as the figures worsened, leaving behind a damaged brand and unanswered questions. Her track record at BBBA cast a long shadow over her tenure at Centre Ballet. Soon after assuming the role of chair in 2023, Chanduka began pushing to change the charity's founding objective from youth-focused HIV support in Lesotho and Botswana to a broader climate-oriented agenda. This proposed shift confused staff and supporters alike. The move was not approved by the board and appeared to contradict the charity's core mission. At the same time, Chanduka reportedly hired expensive consultants, including individuals linked to her private business network, as well as friends and family members. These hires added to Centre Ballet's costs at a time over £400,000, when donations were slowing and internal tensions were rising. Trustees questioned the spending, raising concerns that funds meant for children affected by HIV were being redirected toward personal or ideological priorities. Instead of course correcting, Chanduka doubled down, leading to a full-blown governance crisis. Sophie Chanduka's mixed messaging on HIV fuels backlash. If Centre Ballet needed clarity, it got contradiction instead. Just months ago, Dr. Sophie Chanduka went on live TV and declared that HIV and AIDS is no longer a death sentence, arguing that Centre Ballet should shift its focus to wealth, health and climate resilience in southern Africa. But her comments ignored a grim reality. HIV remains one of the leading causes of death in the region, especially in Lesotho, where more than 23% of adults live with the virus. For long-time supporters, her dismissal of the crisis at the heart of Centre Ballet's mission wasn't just inaccurate, it was deeply alarming. Now, in a dramatic shift, Centre Ballet is back online, launching an urgent fundraising appeal for its HIV support clubs, spotlighting the upcoming Day of the African Child and asking donors to double their impact. According to the tweet, it still costs over £7,000 a month to run these clubs, and Centre Ballet openly credits them with helping 3,000 children and young people just last year. In March, Chanduka downplayed the urgency of HIV on Sky News. Now she's fronting a campaign begging for donations to fight it. Supporters noticed. One viral post from Mumbi Kaptere summed up the backlash. Why should we donate to a charity under siege? Others pointed out that Centre Ballet had never resorted to this kind of emergency public appeal before Chanduka's leadership. The backlash was swift and sustained, so much so that Centre Ballet quietly disabled comments on the tweet. That's not transparency, that's damage control. Sophie Chanduka has lost donor trust. The people are former donors, HIV advocates and grassroots supporters who believed in Prince Harry and Prince Aso's mission for nearly 2 decades. They gave not just money, but their trust, and now they feel betrayed. This crisis is no longer just about mismanagement. It's about a complete collapse of credibility. Under Sophie Chanduka's leadership, trustees have resigned in protest or frustration. Dr. Margaret Ikpo quit just after 6 days. Narissa Naidu walked away as the crisis deepened. What's left is a hollow board chaired by Chanduka and propped up by David Ian Rawlinson, a close ally of Prince William, whose continued presence only sharpens suspicions that Centre Ballet has become entangled in palace politics. This isn't personal, it's about failed leadership and lost legitimacy. Sophie Chanduka no longer has the confidence of those who built, funded and believed in Centre Ballet's HIV mission. No tweet, no match funding stunt and no carefully curated PR campaign can fix what's broken. If Centre Ballet is to survive and if the children it serves are to be protected, it starts with Chanduka stepping down. As we celebrate Father's Day on this day the video uploads, let's honour Harry, who is perpetually intentional about giving his beautiful children what he never received from his own father. And on this Father's Day, the media will no doubt approach Meghan's dad as he suffers in the Philippines with the, in his own words, brutal climate, and ask him the same tired old crusty question they ask him every year. Have you heard from Meghan? As we know, the answer will be no. And even though Mother's Day has passed, let's take this opportunity to also honour Meghan's mum, Doria.
In a previous video of mine, someone made the claim that Meghan's mother was biracial. I can't find that comment now, but I'd like to set the record straight. Who is the calm, poised woman who raised a duchess, but never needed a crown? This is Doria Ragland, Meghan's mother, and the embodiment of quiet strength. She was born in Cleveland, Ohio, and raised in Los Angeles by two hardworking parents. Her mother, Jeanette Arnold, was a nurse. Her father, Alvin Ragland, painted houses and sold antiques. Both Doria's parents were Black Americans. Their roots run deep in the American South, Georgia to be exact, descended from people who endured slavery, fought for dignity, and built lives from scratch. Doria worked as a makeup artist, yoga instructor, a travel agent, and later earned a master's degree in social work. She earned her place, one job and one sacrifice at a time. She raised Meghan as a single mom. She taught her Black identity, resilience, and the ability to move through the world with both softness and steel. At Meghan and Harry's wedding, she sat alone, no entourage. No attention seeking, just quiet, unshakable grace.
Upon their hearts and a crown upon their heads. Bless them in their work and in their companionship.
Harry, I give you this ring as a sign of our marriage.
While the media ran wild, Doria stayed silent. No interviews, no drama, just love, loyalty, and presence. She now lives in California, close to Meghan and her grandkids, still teaches yoga, still keeps her peace, still radiates that calm power. You don't have to be loud to be legendary. This is Doria Ragland, Black, brilliant, rooted, and royally unbothered.
As Harry and Meghan's detractors and opposers continue to run themselves ragged with their smear campaigns, let's continue to watch from the sidelines, eating our popcorn, ice cream, and additional snacks and beverages, observing these no-hopers become ever more confused and implode spectacularly, while Harry and Meghan continue to win. Okay guys, as we sit on the Sussex sidelines eating our treats, we also observe William flip-flopping from one project to another. This man has such a low boredom threshold, coupled with the fact that he keeps an eye on his brother to see what he's up to. He is not interested in working. We know this, but he has to be seen to be interested in working. Homelessness, that ambitious claim that he made, got ITV to make a documentary. Why? When he had no intention of following through. Are you just going to give yourself 5 years to tackle homelessness and only work in 6 regions in the UK and just give a minimal amount of our money effectively to that? No mention of it. That's just died down. So now he's hopping onto what's happening with the oceans, climate change, taking a private jet to Monaco. The optics don't look good, guys, but he wants to lecture us about climate change. And don't be fooled. I've told you already that we live in a corrupt society in this country. When I think of corrupt governments, I think of the UK. African nations are not on the top of my list. The UK is. When you're told that the monarchy holds no power, it's just a figurehead. Please don't believe that, guys, when you hear of the palace ordering the BBC to apologise regarding what Harry said in the recent interview about his security. Please don't believe that when you hear about Charles signalling to governments around the world to withhold security for Harry and his family. Please don't believe that when a former writer at Tatler magazine tells you that William and Kate had her basically blackballed because she didn't make favourable comments about Kate. Please don't believe that when William gets ITV to shut down comments on their X account because people were coming for him, because we're being told that when William speaks, people listen. We don't listen. We don't listen to what William has to say because he has nothing worth saying. This is your next king, guys. Your next king who is so emotionally incapable and psychologically unstable. He takes after his dad, which is why in that infamous Diana interview, Panorama, years ago, she basically claimed that Charles would not make a good king. She knew him. She knew what she was talking about. A man that has never squeezed toothpaste onto his own toothbrush. A man that can't be bothered to pick up a piece of paper and put it in the bin next to him. That has to call his butler in the other room to come and do it for him. But we're supposed to defer to them. Defer to what? Defer to what, please? If you thought Charles was not up to scratch, William is going to be worse. Because he's not even tempered. And his grandmother is most probably spinning in her grave right now. She tried to hang on, but she couldn't hang on any longer. Someone who is psychologically stable and emotionally capable is Meghan's mum, who has to sit there and watch her only child being vilified, castigated, disparaged on a minute-by-minute basis. I try not to put myself in that position, being the mother of an adult daughter, because I know me. I know me, guys. I can be dignified, but if you come for my child, God help you. And I mean that in all seriousness. Someone, I can't even tell you what happened a few years ago because it would take too long and I'll get too emotional. Someone tried it and they failed miserably. That's all I'm going to say. Doria is the mum that Meghan deserved. And that is why Harry and Meghan will make sure that she is forever looked after. So with that said, guys, if your thoughts were provoked in any way, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet become a house guest, don't forget to hit subscribe and activate all of your notifications. While you're there, you may want to consider becoming a member where you get exclusive access to content. And I've held that in a playlist called Special House Guests because they are for my special house guests. Priority response to comments, and when I do live streams in the future, only special house guests, i.e. members, will be able to comment. So consider that, guys, as I take this opportunity to wish my male subscribers a happy Father's Day, whether you're a grandfather, a father, a stepfather, a father-to-be, an uncle or a big brother, or a guardian of children. Happy Father's Day. And finally, I want to take this opportunity to thank you all so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and you shall catch me in the next video.